Once the sender ID and template setup has been done, we can go to broadcast and under broadcast campaign manager to start sending campaigns. To start off with your campaign, you have to first give the campaign name. Let's give test here as the campaign name for future reference. Select sender ID here. Obviously, the drop down box would appear here. Now, to upload the numbers, we have a bunch of options. Paste numbers would be to just paste the numbers or write the numbers one below the other. Bulk upload option is used when you have to upload the numbers through an Excel file. Paste numbers option here would work up to 1 lakh numbers, whereas bulk upload can work up to 10 lakh numbers. Customized file is same as the bulk upload, but in customized file, you can send different SMS to different numbers. Bulk upload is only used when you have to send the same SMS to a lot of numbers. Subscribers options here is described as a phone book resource. So if you have pre-uploaded your contacts using this option on the left, then all those groups will appear here. So if I can click here, there is one group which I had already created. If I'll just click here, this will be automatically added here. I can add as many groups as I want and SMS will be sent to all those numbers. We have another option called data source, wherein we have different database management systems linked with our system. So in case if you're using any of these DBMS, then you can directly link your database through our system. How that will happen is, let's say if I click on my SQL, just click on create new connection, I'll give the details and I'll save it and the connection will be created. So there is no need to extract the data, then paste the data in an Excel file and eventually upload the data in the MOBtexting panel. The data can be directly uploaded from your DBMS. I'll just use the template. Let me add my mobile number. I'll just replace the variables. Now, because this is in English language, I'll select here as normal. In case this is in a regional language, I'll have to select here as Unicode. Obviously, the normal SMS would have the character limit up to 160 characters, whereas Unicode will only have the character limit up to 70 characters in one SMS. That is why when I click here on normal, for 78 characters, the counter is showing as 1 SMS, and for Unicode, it is showing as 2 SMS. Because this is an English language, we'll select normal. There is another option called flash message. Message can be turned on in case I want this SMS to receive in my mobile phone as a pop-up. In that pop-up, I'll also have the option to either save or discard that particular SMS. So I want this SMS to be received as a normal message, so I'll switch this off. We have scheduling options as well. If I want to schedule an SMS for a later date or time, I can simply provide the date here and provide the time here. The minimum time gap for scheduling an SMS should be 5 minutes from the current time up to 3 months from the current time. There's another option called batch scheduling options. Let's say if I have a database of 1 lakh numbers, and if I want to uh, create batches wherein the SMS will be sent in the batches of, let's say, 10,000 numbers every 10 minutes, that can be done from here. Batch size has a limit of 10 lakh numbers, and the batch interval has a limit of 60 minutes. The preview looks like this, wherein you'll get all the details like message length, sender, DLT template ID, numbers, units, and charges. So as I'll send the campaign, it will show that the number is accepted for delivery. I've received the SMS as well. When I'll go to all sent messages, I can see the record here and I can see the message from here. Now after campaign manager, there's an option called list of campaigns. Your data will be visible here based on the campaign name, all sent messages which we have already explored. It will show all the data regardless of the campaign name. Only 2 days data will be available here. When it comes to reporting, we have two kinds of report. One is the summary report, wherein you'll get all the counts of like how many SMS are delivered, how many are failed, how many are expired, how many are failed due to invalid number. So the counts. The second type of report would be the full report or the full data dump, wherein you'll get the information of each and every SMS in the Excel file. If I want to request those kind of reports, I'll just click on request report. By default, all the services are selected. I'll just, for future reference, give the name as test. A disclaimer here that only last 90 days data will be available for download. If you want to download the data previously from 90 days, then that particular thing won't be possible because we only store the data for last 90 days in our servers. So if I give a random date here, group by will have all the fields which are available in the file. If I won't give anything, by default the system will take everything. Same goes for filter by status. I can select multiple statuses here manually, but if I won't give any input, then by default the system will generate for all the statuses. In case I want to get notified when the report is ready, I can just add my email address here. Now if I'll switch on this toggle button, then the system will generate only the counts report, like how many SMS are delivered, how many are failed, only the counts. If I'll switch this off, then the system will by default generate the full report, which is the full Excel data dump. I can select the columns from here as well. If I won't select anything, by default the system will give me all the information in the full Excel data dump. If you want your file size to be a little smaller for huge amount of data, so let's say if you have a message column in which your SMS length is more than expected, then to lessen the size of your file, you can switch on this option so that the message data or the message content column is deleted while downloading the report. By default, if you click this, it will include the message data. As soon as I'll click on request, a request will be generated here and your report will be ready in maximum 15 to 20 minutes based on the size of the data. There's another option called campaign history. It will show you the history of all your campaigns previously done. Sender ID reports will show the counts based on the sender ID. Now, under manage, we have another option called SMPP accounts. Let's say if you want to create an SMPP connectivity and you want to create an SMPP account under this account, that is also possible. Just click on add an account. and give the relevant details. You can link multiple SMPP accounts with the same mob texting account. Sender ID and templates option were already discussed in the previous video. There's another option called opt-outs list. Herein, whatever contacts you want to import, you can import one by one or do a bulk import. Once this is done, all the contacts added in the opt-out list won't receive any SMS from this particular account.